Drug investigation that led agents to a local middle school now has a former teacher facing charges. Good evening, everyone. Rob is off tonight. A 7th grade teacher who resigned after federal agents showed up at her school now faces a drug charge.
The Kenton County grand jury indicted Arin Staples. She is the second employee charged after the DA came to Holmes Middle School 2 weeks ago. Local 12's Joe Webb joins us now live from Covington with what got her caught. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Cammie, you know, when they paid that visit here, the DEA agents interviewed 3 workers at Holmes Middle School who they describe as being loosely tied to a much bigger drug investigation. Now, 2 of those people who were interviewed here are facing state drug charges. Erin Staples, the former teacher, according to authorities, was buying cocaine and having her drug dealer bring it to her at the school. The sign outside Holmes Middle School describes it as a progressing school, but there was more going on here last year than progress. It brought DEA agents here the first week of school.
The DEA talked to 3 people at Holmes. Since then, all 3 people have either been suspended or resigned. They are no longer in contact with students.
7th grade teacher Erin Staples resigned August 13th and was indicted this morning for prohibited acts related to a controlled substance. Investigators say she bought cocaine from one of the drug dealers investigated by the DEA and shared it with at least one other person. There's a reason they talked to her at the school.
We do have information that would lead us to believe that she met her drug dealer at the school, that she obtained drugs from the drug dealer at the school. However, this didn't have anything to do with students. There's nothing to suggest that she was using drugs with students or selling drugs to students.
Sanders says she met the drug dealer at the school more than once. Former instructional assistant Quincy Tyus was also arrested last week on trafficking charges. His arrest report says he sold 50 Percocets to a confidential source. The DEA investigation brought agents to Holmes, but Staples and Tyus were not the targets of the DEA investigation.
They weren't part of the ring, so they were not appropriate for federal charges, and they brought this to us to make sure that they could be handled appropriately on state charges to get them out of contact with students.
Now, once again, there were 3 people interviewed. 2 have now been charged. That 3rd person interviewed by the DEA, as Mr. Sanders pointed out, is no longer working at Holmes Middle School, but he has not been charged with anything. The investigation in his case is still ongoing. We reached out to Covington School District earlier today, early this afternoon, and just a few minutes ago, Covington Superintendent Alvin Garrison released a statement. He said he was saddened and troubled by the situation, by the indictment, but he said that the school district is committed to creating a safe environment for both students and staff, and he said the district, Covington Independent Schools, is also reviewing its employment policies. Cammie?
All right, Joe Webb reporting for us. Thank you. The DEA investigation started last fall and ran through the spring of this year. According to the arrest report for Quincy Tyus, he sold the pills back on March 10th.